Yep. A little late on a Saturday. My fault, but I'm here. I'm here. Got the word for you, got the information for you, got the knowledge for you. Here on this Saturday. All right, all right, all right. Sometimes it happens that way. Hmm. Yep. Works out. It's all good in the neighborhood. All right. Ah. Okay, okay. All ready to get things started here. All right. Good morning on Saturday here in Arizona, where the weather is always wonderful. It's always wonderful here. Sometimes it can be just a little bit musky, a little bit tight here. It's only 102 degrees. It's only 102, a little warm. Happens that way. Welcome to today's podcast. I'm your host here, Dr. Joe Blake, On Point Podcast, where we help you get your financial point across. And we're finishing up part two to our study today on Beyond the Buy, finding richness and connection. It's the connection that we have with our clients, connections that we have with our customers that make things grow and make things go. So I'm going to share today part two to the connection here. And so let me get us going here with the presentation. Get that up here for us so we can get ready, make things happen. And here we go. So we're talking about building relationships for our customers and clients, right? So there's different parts to it. So we're going to talk about the identity customers need, personalized communication, social media, and follow up on the purchase that we made. So get things going here. Let's talk about it. All right. So you want to have different ways to explore and design your customization, with your what you do, your shop, and the communities that you work with. So there, you're looking at how you experience, and then you foster any social values that you have, help change the landscape of what you're doing with your community. You want to, because you're there in the community. You're not doing like a transaction. You're ready to create something that's going to deepen the encounter that you have with the people. Because you're there, you're in the community. You want to make a difference. You're not there to make a transaction. You're there to make a difference. At least that's the way I look at it when I'm dealing with my clients. You want to make a difference in that area, because you're there, but you also you're there. You live there too. You want to identify with your customers, understand their desires, and it's just pain points. It's just points you want to reach. You want to provide something that's going to satisfy and provide a comfort to your customers. So you want to tailor something to their needs, tailor something that's going to serve that community. Well, the only way to do that is spend time in that area, spend time with them, know what their needs are. You know, when I was growing up in Baltimore in the inner city, there was needs there. Sometimes folks reached out and did the right thing to be able to satisfy the community, but you have to have a desire to want to help, have a desire to want to reach out and just find out what the community needs and serve that community. If you're not there to serve the community, man, go someplace else, man. Now you just try to make a sale, that ain't gonna work, right? You want to craft your message to resonate with the community, customers, and you look at the customer preferences, and see the history of that area. It has this history of what's going on there, what's causing the folks to really need what you have. If you can't reach out, if you can't reach out and find out what they need, what their needs are, what the desires they have, why be there? Why even why park plant your flag in that area, right? You got to know what their needs are, and see if you don't take the time to know what the needs are for that community, you can't even be there. And in real estate, it's location, location, location. In business, same thing. Location, location, location. You got to be important. It has to be important to you to be able to know what's needed. So, uh, uh, Arizona, there's a red flag warning today. Why be here if you're not willing to feel the heat? Go through the heat and understand it's hot in the summer, June, July, and August. It's hot up in this bad boy. So you gotta understand the heat is like that and be willing to be here. Be willing to understand it's hot. All right. The other thing, you had to be social media. Now I was talking to my son earlier and how social media, the platforms intersect with the customer, and then it helps you respond to inquiries in real time. So like my grandsons are now there on football teams and everything there at the rec centers, and what's amazing, what they're practicing for football. They're doing it there and over here, but the rec centers now have little social platforms where they communicate with the families. So the families find out when the practices are. They find out when the games are going to be, and all these other. Now it's summertime, so they're prepared for fall. But at least the moms and dads know when the practices are. The moms and dad know what the coaches are saying to the students. They able to put pictures on the platform and everything, and the parents are aware of things. Man, that is awesome. There were times when I was in the rec center games and things like that. Now we're talking like 78, 79, stuff like that. We didn't have that instantaneous real time connection. I had to get flyers, get them back, take them back home. Mama, look what I got right here. That wasn't that real time connection, but now it's that real time interaction with the customers, with the clients, so they know what's going on. I like that. So use social media that way to engage your clients, engage your customers so they're in there with you. That right there, yeah, that's engagement. I mean, technology does that now. Sometimes you got to get a little mindful of technology because it gets in there, but use it to your advantage to get to know your clients and your customers. I mean, that is a powerful way to be. The other thing, follow up. Now you can follow up on your purchases and everything. Gather feedback to reinforce the experience as a whole. Now that we were looking into like real estate. Uh, I've had a customer that purchased a home before, and what I've seen from them is that when they finished, got their purchase for their home, the real estate guy gave them a big old cutout of like a key. So they got a picture of themselves holding this cutout of a key, and then they had a like a cutout of a house. So they had a house frame of a house, and then they had a frame of a key, and they're like holding that key and frame of the house, and then got the cheese like this going on, and that created an experience. Now they got the new house, they got the key, the cutout of the key. That's an experience. You get to remember that experience, and then they take that picture, they can post it on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, whatever it may be, and that is something they get to relive over and over again because they got their house, got their first house, second house, third house. How many houses you get? It's an experience. They get the feedback on it. They get to gather how to. When I got my house, my first house and my second house, yeah, I just got the key. That was it. Bam. See you. All right, Joe. We got that loan, man. You good, man? See you out there. That's all I got. Now I got my house this time. When my daughter took a picture of it, she went shank shank. That was it. Nothing. The lenders just say sign right here, buddy. They. That's it. But if it wasn't for my baby girl taking a photo of us going to the front door, uh, that's what I got. But I turn back and I look at that picture every day now. Every so often I look at that picture. I say, wow, that's walking through the door for the very first time, and that creates that experience, that memorable experience. I see that and I just love it, seeing walking in for the very first time, and it's just it's a good picture. That's my reinforcement of my experience. Now, had I done that at the real estate office, that would have added more. That would have added more to it. But didn't have it. But you, as a business owner, you can do that, reinforce that experience, and that's where you find more richness in the connection with your customers and your client. So you reinforce that connection, reinforce it. Got to do that. Got to do that, man. It's like important to do that. All right. Okay. Now, so there's different. Yeah, that's when you have that authentic engagement. It fosters trust through that open communication that you have with your clients, and you want to have that authentic engagement. It creates value. Because traditional marketing methods like that, they lack that feedback loop that's necessary to guarantee that feedback loop. Because you want to have that authentic engagement because it creates that value. That because that engagement you have, like the customers that had to cut out the key that was cut out in the house thing like that. That's an experience they're going to remember, and they're going to refer their friends to that based on that experience. They're going to remember that experience. You have a memorable experience from a purchase you made. That's going to be something that's etched in your mind, and you're going to tell others about it. Then they will based on that experience. That's a likable experience. They're going to tell others. And those others are going to say, "Oh man, I want to experience that too." It's a great feeling, great feeling. All right, so uh, different case studies on brands that connect. So different brands that connect with the clients and customers. A brand that's launched that they have email campaigns and increase their engagement that connects. So sometimes the social media and those they connect. It's powerful because they tailor it to their customers. Another way to kind of get that connection built in, companies drive customers to connect through collaboration and enhancing their loyalty because they have that feeling, that emotion to connect to. So you have an emotional connection that increases too. Also, brands that create feedback for their products, you get feedback, surveys and things like that. They get this satisfaction. So once they know what's satisfied, what satisfied customers they receive, they can repeat it. So whatever satisfies them, satisfy the others, they repeat that satisfaction, and that creates that repetitive customer or client. That repeats their repetition. Repeats their repetition. You want to repeat that repetition because they get the feedback from that client that was satisfied. So those are brand connections that creates your brand when you create those likables over again. But if you don't know what customers like, you have no ideas what make them happy, you can't do it again. So you gotta create that chance to have things be done again, so you know what they like and you make it happen again. So gotta be sensitive to what causes that customer to enjoy, so you can go beyond the buy and find that richness in that connection, right? So strategies for fostering that connection: you gotta storytelling. Nobody likes to be sold anything. Nobody want to be sold on anything. Yet you tell a story, you create that, you leverage that, but you tell a story about how what you have can assist them. What they're getting involved in will help them. So nobody want to be sold nothing. You tell them stories. How what you have will assist them. Encourage the content. It gives like different exclusive events that they have that you have. This will assist them. You know, when I'm talking about finance, it's not about money. It's about creating wealth. Because money is just a temporary thing. It's the money that we get right here. Is a tool. All is a tool. Because money here in the United States is a dollar. Overseas in England, it could be a pound. Europe is a euro. So money is what a society says money is. But the creation of wealth, that's eternal because it's not just money. So you gotta get to the point where you're telling the story how to create something that you can use eternally. That's actually in the scriptures too. But you gotta be able to tell a story. And that story, that's something that can be repeated over. Stories. Okay? Now, then you measure the impact. Qualify strong customer relations by key outcomes. So what are some of those key outcomes? How do you develop those key outcomes and what people are going to get and gather from what you have? It increases your customer retention. Customers come back because they have that increased retention because what they receive. Secondly, customer referrals. Those customers stay with you longer. So those customers that have that key connection to what you have to share, one, they give you increased customers, and one, they give you referrals. I have clients that have been with me for 20 years or more. Why? They understand the influence and the impact of what they got. No, that's nothing anyone else can say or do. They stay, right? And then they stay and they refer others to me as well, because the influence, the impact, and they see their funds grow. They know they call Joe. That's the purpose, right? Customer retention, and then they send others to me as well. Now, not it doesn't happen all the time, but it happens enough. Boost my the profitability for them and those that bring to me, because I make sure that I share information so they understand what they're getting involved in and they know why. And over 20 years, you see your profits grow as an individual. You're like, yep, go get Joe, bring him on over here. Because I know what God has told me to do. I know what God has shared for me to share with other folks. And my objective is to make them happy and satisfied. Once they're happy and satisfied, then I know that's beneficial for me as well. So you get increased retention by making sure they're satisfied. That refers into getting more customers, and best of all, when everybody's happy. And that's my objective to do that for my clients. And I've been doing it for the past 32 years. And you don't stay in that long, you're not doing what you need to get done. All right. So sometimes the challenges in doing that is technology, because sometimes people get afraid of computers. They freak out. Oh, I got to do this on a computer. Technology is here to stay. It ain't going nowhere. It helps us be better at what we do. So you just got to understand that it's there. It's for us to use, and it's really not going anywhere. So but the digital platform helps us become more brand aware. You just got to overcome some of those technological barriers. How do you overcome it? Learn it. Take a class. Sit down next to one of your grandkids. Hey, how you do this thing right here? It's funny sometimes that younger kids they got a hang for it. They were born with it, and we had to learn it. I think computers didn't come 1983, 84. I remember when I was in the military, we started using computers. Like, what in the world is this thing? So you just got to overcome it. How you overcome it? Learn it. That's it. Just learn it. Can't hate it. You got to learn it. Future trends in customer relationships. Trends change. They change. They help us get better. So you have to look at it. They just help us get better. They help us get better. Sometimes things come out we don't like it when they come out. Rock and roll, when the rock and roll came out, no, rock and roll is it's not good for people love rock and roll, right? And you can, soul came, so oh no, that's not a good. Loved it. Rap. I remember rap when rap came out, because 1979, that's when, Two Hill Gang came out with, hip hop, it hit me. Everybody just thought that was gonna be like, no, that is not good. It's not even singing. Well, we know what happened to hip hop when it came out, right? So every time something new comes out, people freak out about it. It's like, it's from the devil. It's not good for you. Man, go fly a kite, right? So with technology, you got to leverage technology and how it's personalized in customer experience. I tell you what, when I first started in finance, I had this big old tub of paper in my trunk. And I had 5 packs of paperwork stapled together. And if you miss one form, no sale for you, buddy. You're not getting anywhere. So you got to, technology now is right there. You got that phone, and that's how it works. I mean, went from all that. I ain't got to carry a whole lot of paper around. Love it. Love it. Also, it fosters loyalty and connection, because because it's so simple now, you can spend more time sharing stories. You're talking more time to speak with your clients about life in general, and you're sharing more with them. They're sharing more with you. You have that connection. You have the time to connect, and clients become more loyal with you. It also has brand values and communication, because you're sharing that time. And the ethical part of it comes in, where you're able to relate with more people, because everybody understands technology, everybody uses technology, and sometimes those that don't use it as much, they get to learn it through you, because you have an understanding of technology and how it helps, and you're able to share more about it. So I like that part. Sometimes I have some clients that may not know too much about technology that can share things about it. So I think that's a wonderful exchange to be able to have. And the feedback mechanism that technology can have. Now you go to a restaurant, and all you got to do is go blue, blue, blue. You pay for your food. I think that's cool. Then you can do a daggone feedback on it right then and there. Now, life is a little easier now, because we have things like that. Some folks get frustrated with it, but I'm like, man, all I got to do is just flash my card or flash my phone, and I pay and leave a tip, or leave a money tip, or this did not taste well. No, they don't know you said it, you did it, but they got that. They got the information. So preferences, man, just give you preferences and ideas. You can leave. Man, I don't like that. Yes, I really, it's different, but I like that. And I came along when the technology changed and everything. Now, my daddy, that brother's a little older, so hey, with the older folks, we got to help them, bring them along, man, so they know. And sometimes the folks my age, yeah, y'all need to learn. If you're 60 and above, y'all need to learn. That's all. But that helps you get beyond the buy and find richness in the connection that we have today. All right? So embrace the connection for growth. Embrace that connection. Embrace that connection for getting getting along and getting stronger. Embrace that connection. So embrace that connection and growth. Get genuine connection between your brands for long-term growth. Prioritize relationships over any transaction, customer loyalty, sustainable growth, and it creates that um, community branding that you can have that goes beyond the buying point. It goes beyond the exchange of finances because you are able to talk more about your brand with your customers, right? So this is the conclusion of the uh, finding richness in your connections, and just want to remind everyone that there we go. That's the QR code for the On Point podcast where you can join and be a member here. You don't have to, but rather for you to go ahead and join as a member where you get 25 a month allows us to continue to run the platform, be able to provide more information, knowledge to you as well. It helps us keep things going. Also, there's a QR code for my second book, Joseph Building Financial Legacy. First one is Joseph Building Financial Literacy. That's my gold edition. Second edition is the sapphire one. This is here Building Financial Legacy, and that's for changes for generations in their family. And then my third one is coming out. It's going to be not sapphire, but the Emerald edition, and that's going to be Legend. So those three books will be available, and that's going to be by the end of this year. All three will be available. Now those are considered my precious metal series. God gave me that in those three different books. Now those are combined in my Actionable Money app. In the Actionable Money app, will have my memory models, and my memory models will help you understand all three of the concepts. And there's several different memory models in there to help you keep everything in your mind about what we do. Also, I have on there some of my new, newsletters I put out there. I have some of the podcasts that I have here, and also some of my short videos that put some of the concepts out there in a more simple way. Sometimes I have some of my avatars there as well, sharing information to get the knowledge and wisdom inside for you to understand. So with that, I want to thank you for being here, listening to what I have to share. I hope there's some information that kind of stuck in there, got you going. And again, this was beyond the buy, finding richness and connection. And say, hey, it's summertime out here. Well, here in Arizona, it's summer. It is summer for real. 107 degrees. Well, it's 103 degrees right now. My gosh, it's just starting. So have a wonderful weekend. I hope things go well for you. Hope you learn some good information. Meet us here next week. We'll have another podcast for you. Learn some great information. And again, this whole year is about economy of being, a richer life for this whole year. And we'll see you again next week. Have a wonderful time. And I hope you had some fun. Have a great weekend.